Hello, my loves, and welcome to Create Your Life. My name is Simone Leah, and I am your host. And I am so excited to be here with you guys today. Today, I wanted to take the time to talk to you about some of the things you can do in your life if you're going through a hard time. The reason that I wanted to talk about this today and share some of this information with you is because lately a lot of the people I've been talking to have either had a really big 12 to 18 months or they're going through some really big changes right now. They might be feeling depressed, they might be feeling unmotivated. Some of the core foundations of their world might be shifting. They might have just moved or be moving. They might be changing jobs. They might have left a relationship. And a lot of people I'm talking to, they're just feeling very overwhelmed, higher levels of anxiety, higher levels of uncertainty, higher levels of just not being themselves and not having their usual energy. So I wanted to take the time to talk to you guys about the sort of things that I do and what works for me when I'm going through hard times. So let's get a little bit personal. The last 18 months for me have been dramatically different. I went from my normal life last year in January to having two of my very solid core relationships shifting. I literally packed up all my things, moved out of my house, and changed the way I was working in terms of client work and all of that sort of thing. And I literally left the country. So every single part of my life that I had ever known or had been in the process of knowing where I was at that point in time, every single area of that shifted in less than 3 months. Now, this was a lot for my nervous system and my emotions. This was intense. I did not feel like I had any chance to stop. I felt like I was just running and running and running and getting one thing done and then the next thing done and then the next thing done, just because I knew I was getting on a plane soon and that I had to have everything sorted out. And while all that was happening, I was going through these massive shifts with these friendships and my decisions on which country to live in and the way I was working. And it just felt like every part of my life had changed overnight. That's literally how it felt. And last year was a very interesting year for me. It was a year of deep healing, and I made a lot of decisions. I went overseas for 3 weeks and ended up staying over there for 8 months. And then this year I went back to Australia for about 4 months, 5 months, and now I'm back in Europe. And I'm going through some more, even deeper healing than last year. And it kind of feels like, when you see a lake or a dam, depending on which country you're in, and the water is quite clear. And then you just put your foot in, and the water starts to like shift a little and get a little bit cloudy as you start to stir up the dust. Well, for me, last year felt like it was this big stirring up of the dust on the water bed floor. And so this year, it feels very much like I'm having to do the work on a much deeper level from the things that started changing for me last year. So this year has been so intensely emotional and so life-changing and life-shifting, and every day I can feel my energy changing and my world shifting, and I'm changing to different timelines. I'm making different decisions. I'm literally evolving so fast and going through so much and healing so much. And there's a lot of things that I'm doing to literally be okay and to also help in that process. So there are some obvious things that you can do that a lot of people know. If you're going through some things, the obvious things that people are going to say is, eat a healthy diet, do regular exercise, cut back on things like alcohol and sugar, and all of those things are going to help you to reset your nervous system. But if you're going through some stuff that just feels like you need that little bit more deeper support, then this video is for you, because I'm going to talk to you about at least 4 of the things that I'm doing on a regular basis and that I'm doing now more than I've ever done, because I just need that extra support for myself. So let's dive in. So the first thing that I'm doing that I have never done as much as I do now is journaling. I have always journaled on and off for years, but I am finding now that I just need the support. I just need to help myself, and getting it out is making such a difference to me. And I'm not worried about what form that takes. But once I start the process, I don't stop until I'm done. So, for example, writing letters to people. Say someone's hurt you or you're feeling upset about something someone's done. Writing a letter to that person and getting it all out, keep on going until you're done, is going to be such a powerful process. Now, for me, I did this process recently with someone that I was feeling very emotional about. And the letter started off with all of the things that I felt like had gone wrong, and me taking responsibility for my part, and then me also going into my feelings on the role that they played, because I do need to accept that they played a role in this as well. So going into my feelings of how I felt like they made me feel, which I know that they can't, other people can't make you feel a certain way. It's how you feel. You are choosing to feel that way. But I still needed to acknowledge those feelings that were coming up within me and let it out. So I went through and I let out all of my feelings about what had transpired with this person. And I just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And in the end, I got myself around. I'd written so much that I got myself around to complete gratitude for this person and what had happened. And obviously, I didn't send the letter, but that was just such a beautiful process for me, because I would have been having those conversations in my head for days or weeks or months. And I managed to get that out so that, one, I wasn't thinking about it anymore. Two, I wasn't holding on to that energy anymore. But three, I'd actually moved through that energy and come back to a place of love and gratitude for this person that was in my life and such a special part of my life. So journaling I find to be quite a powerful tool. And so there's that aspect where you can journal about a certain person or situation or subject and your feelings around that person or situation or subject. But if you just wake up and you're just feeling like you're not okay, you can just start there as well and be like, today I feel crappy. I don't feel happy, and I slept badly, and I'm not motivated, and write out all the things that you're feeling and just start from there. And I've made it a really big practice to kind of just keep my journal with me, because I'm not just writing the bad things that I feel, I'm also writing the inspiration that I feel. I'm writing poetry, I'm writing song lyrics, I'm writing channeled messages for myself and others. And I'm also writing my goals, my hopes, my dreams, what I want to achieve, the feelings that I want to have, affirmations for myself, writing my future out. I'm taking the time to really spend with myself and reflect on where I'm at, what I've been doing, how I'm feeling. I'm literally just writing out everything because it's helping me to get it out of my body and my emotions and my energy field so that I can move through the next thing or whatever else is coming up. But I'm specifically trying to not hold on to these sort of things. So the journaling is allowing me to move through those things faster, which I'm really loving. And I really hope you guys do that. So if you do, please let me know how you go and leave a comment. Let me know how you find journaling. I also, just for the record, I alternate between journaling in a notebook and on my computer. If I'm at home, I tend to journal onto my computer into a document called diary. And I really love that because I type really fast. But if I'm out, I take my physical journal with me, which I also really love. And if I'm writing something like poetry or song lyrics or whatever, I tend to write those sort of things into my diary as well. So journaling is one of the first things that I have been doing. Two, getting the support that I need. So making sure that people around you know you're going through a tough time. Talk to them. Don't isolate yourself. If you don't feel like going out, understand that that is a feeling, but it might be in your highest interest to go out. So, maybe organize something for in a couple of days, because when you've got that plan set, you energetically adjust to that plan, if that makes sense. So deciding, okay, well, I'm going to go have dinner with this person on Thursday night. It might be the perfect thing for you because you don't really feel like being social, but once the plan's locked in, you'll go. And that could be what you need to get out of your own energy and just shift your vibration that little bit higher. because you're spending time with someone else and doing something fun. And that's the next thing. Do something fun. Find something fun for you. I'm in Europe and it is summer here and it is amazing. So every day I'm going for walks and I'm going swimming and, I might meet up with my friends for coffee or whatever. I'm making sure that I am not just staying in my house, in my little zone, in my feelings all the time. I'm trying to make sure that I'm consciously getting out and shifting my energy and shifting my vibration and doing something fun that I enjoy. So that is another thing that I think it's very wise to be conscious of when you are going through a harder time. Another thing that I've really been enjoying doing is I've found some new people on YouTube and some new podcasts that I'm enjoying listening to. And when I do feel that little bit sad or low, I will literally go for a walk and listen to their stuff. And because it's in such alignment for me at the moment in terms of what I want to learn in my life and the sort of energy I want to attract, these podcasts and YouTube channels are making me feel better. They're giving me different perspectives. They're raising my vibration. They're helping me to move forward. So I am literally loving those as a tool, like using literally learning and growing and expanding as a tool to help you feel better. I know that a lot of people already do this, but this is just your reminder that if you're not feeling inspired by the content that you're listening to currently, just shift it up. Find some new people to listen to, because I'm listening to new channels every single day for like an hour just because I'm finding that they're lighting me up and they're helping me to grow and expand and to change my vibration. So I am loving that. That is another thing that I highly recommend when you're going through a hard time, is to change what you're viewing in your world around you, whether that's podcasts or books or, whatever it is that you're consuming, TV, and make sure that what you're consuming is making you feel elevated. It's making you feel aligned. It's making you feel happy or passionate or joyful, or it's just giving you an altered vibrational state that is in alignment for you and where you want to go in your life. The next thing I want to bring up is making sure that you're doing somatic work on your nervous system. So I've been talking about this a lot lately, or I feel like I have, because it is just so powerful. So taking the time to really check in with yourself, making sure that you're doing things like daily meditation or even once a week, whatever works for you, but making sure that you're just checking back in with yourself, getting into your body and feeling yourself and feeling the way you're breathing and the way you're sitting and what's going on in your nervous system. So I have obviously got a habit of meditation, which I love. And so I've been turning to that. And sometimes when I'm going through a lot of harder things, it's harder for me to focus on meditating. So in times like this, I might listen to a lot more guided meditations, which are so useful because you can find guided meditations on anything. Stress relief, you can find them on inner child work, you can find them on everything, connecting to your higher source and higher self. So, there's so many different benefits to meditation that I really, really think that you definitely shouldn't discount it as something that can help you to get through the harder times. And another thing that I'm doing a lot of in the way of somatic practices is connecting in with myself and my body and my inner child. And whether I'm using a modality like genome healing or theta healing, or even something like EFT, which is really easy to do at home, I'm making sure that I'm taking that time to really sit with myself, my inner child, and also feel into and work through whatever is coming up for me. So you can use a tool like EFT at home to tap through what's coming up for you. So if you're feeling like you're sad and depressed and not feeling motivated, you can use EFT on that, I'll just give you a quick example. You guys know I have EFT videos on the channel and they're amazing, so feel free to go check those out. But EFT is a process where you tap on different meridians of the body, which the meridians are based on Chinese medicine and the energy lines of the body. So basically when you're tapping on those EFT points, you're actually clearing any energy blockages that might be coming up for you around those topics. So we tend to start on the side of the hand. And you might say something like, even though I'm feeling crappy and unmotivated and depressed today, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling crappy and depressed and unmotivated today, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling crappy and depressed and unmotivated today, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And then you might just start tapping, which is how we do the tapping process of saying, today I feel crappy. Today I just feel super depressed. I'm unmotivated and I'm unhappy. And I just can't be bothered. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. And you'll keep tapping the rounds as you're going through all of the things that you're feeling. And then you might want to tap in and recode some beautiful new vibrations like, I am joyful. I am light. I am abundant. I am hopeful. I am in alignment. I am feeling an ease and flow. I am peaceful. And I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And you would go through and you would do as many rounds of tapping as you need to. Please do check out proper videos that I've got on how to do the technique. That was just to give you a quick overview. But when we're doing that, it really helps to get out all of those feelings that are coming up within you. But because of the way the process works, you're sitting there in a calm, safe state, and you're breathing and you're relaxed and you're tapping through and going through those emotions as they're coming up. So it's allowing you to release those emotions and what you're feeling, and then to tap in those beautiful new vibrations. So that's one way that you can do somatic processes. And I really feel that somatic processes and somatic body work are things that are coming up a lot at the moment. They're very much buzzwords, but that's because they work. That is literally because they work, guys. I'm literally doing healing processes, energy work, healing processes, meditations, EFT tapping, affirmations, journaling, all of the things I've told you. I'm doing that stuff every single day. I'm not doing it once a week or for maintenance, because my world is shifting so much and I have to put myself first. I have to prioritize my own well-being. And so I need to do these processes to help me to shine my brightest and to be okay and to help me to evolve and become the person that I truly wish to be and the highest version of myself. And if I can't commit to looking after myself and taking those daily actions that I know are going to make me feel better, how can I help anybody else? Now, I'm not saying that you need to do all of those things every single day. And I'm not saying that you have to even do them every day, because your situation could be different to mine. I live by myself. I don't have a family or children or anything like that. So I have a lot more time that I can spend on working through things. Now, if you're a mum or a dad, or you have multiple workplaces and uni and other commitments like that, you might not have the time to do these processes every day. So just find what works for you and trust that whatever you do is going to be the right thing for you at that time. And try different ones. Journal one day, do meditation the next, do EFT the next day. Try different things out and find what works for you. And the last thing I want to talk about is literally that, finding what works for you and trusting that you're going to be okay. Trust that everything is always working out for you, and that even though it might feel like you're going through a really hard time right now, I do feel like the collective energy is going through a massive shift and upgrade. And I do feel like there is a lot of lower density energy that is coming to the surface to be cleared. And that lower density energy is going to allow you to break generational patterns and break belief systems and let go of belief systems that are no longer serving you. So I think that while you're going through these harder times and these times that don't feel like they're in alignment with what you want, it's a great time to really start to reflect and decide exactly what it is you do want, so that you can really clearly align and attract that into your life. Making sure that you do understand that you don't have to be okay every minute of every day, and that it's totally okay. And that doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean that you're not whole. It doesn't mean that the world is ending. you're fine, you're going to be okay, and it's just a little bit of a hard time now. But take that time to really connect with yourself and go through it. The fastest way to get over something is to go through it. I know how that sounds, because going through it can feel like the hardest, most scariest challenge of our life, to just trust and surrender that going through it, we're going to be okay. Trusting and surrendering that everything is going to work out for us the way it's supposed to and in our highest good. But sometimes that's what we need to do. We do just need to let go and trust and surrender that everything is always working out for us. And so if you are going through a hard time, I definitely would recommend adopting some of these practices. And I would highly recommend that you start thinking about what you do want in your life. What beliefs do you want to have? What life do you want to live? What do you want to be doing for work? What do you want your relationships to be like? What values do you want to have? Start looking at all these areas, because if you're feeling that stuff is coming up and you're not feeling your best, it's such a great time for you to take that time and redesign it. Redesign your life. You can redesign your life any day of the week, anytime you want to. You can literally redesign your life right now if you'd like. So take the time while you're going through the hard times to not only feel the hard times and go through the hard times, but also connect in with what it is that you truly desire and that you truly want to create. And use the times that you're meditating and journaling and doing EFT to start to let go of the things that you're currently feeling and start to bring in and connect with the things that you truly desire. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I haven't talked too much about the clearing process and not enough about the bringing new things in process. I hope you've enjoyed this. Feel free to share it with anybody else. And if you are going through a hard time, just know that you are perfectly perfect. You are whole, and that everything you're going through is okay, that you are going to be okay. And just keep repeating that everything is always working out for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.